right, this is Cyberpunk Red, one of the 3 tabletop role-playing games that allow you to do cyberpunk stuff. But
What is the difference between regular Cyberpunk and Cyberpunk Red?
Cyberpunk Red takes place in the time of the Red, which occurs after the 4th Great Corporate War, which culminated with the ending being a pocket nuke being detonated at the very top of Night City.
There's a lot of promising words in there.
I read the World Book. It's very cool.
What does the red refer to?
After the detonation of the pocket nuke, the skies were red for a period of 3 years. After
so it's in that 3 years.
It's in that 3 years, and also, in addition to that, in addition to those 3 years, afterwards, the sky would occasionally rain blood. Not real blood, but it looked like it. Enough where everyone was like, what the hell is this?
It's like some kind of like iron-rich, silica-rich volcanic ash dissolved in the rain. And
Stop trying to science the bullshit future, Joe.
That happened.
Yeah.
It was one of the historical records of the 10 Plagues of Egypt, where the Nile turned to blood, theorized to be because silica and iron-rich volcanic ash got into the River Nile and turned it red.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll science anything.
Just good timing and a very smart person screwing with a pharaoh.
Yeah. Can you just imagine him in the pub? I was lucky. I really didn't have control there.
I was flying by the seat of my sandals.
Right.
I haven't invented pants yet.
No. Maybe I should turn the. No, it's fine. I can hear the music. It's good enough. Right. So the first thing you need to do.
I'll go back to regular lighting for the moment.
The first thing you need to do is to roll for your stats. You roll a d6 and you get the stat line that it accompanies to. Basically, if you roll across, you'll see. It's pretty obvious once you realize what it's asking you to do.
Okay. Yes. So I roll this one die, and then I put if I get a 1, I get that one up at the top.
Yep. Exactly. Nice and easy.
Do these average out as the same amount then?
I think so. Yeah.
Ah, that's neat. I got a 6.
You got 6.
5.
Cool.
2.
So the next thing you need to do is to figure out your hit points. And the way you do that is you take your body stat and you times it by 5.
Does that go in starting hits?
Yeah, starting hits.
Bloody times 5.
Yep. Nice and easy. This is the simplified. There's like 3 methods for character creation, and this is the simplified
easy
method.
one, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm assuming, like in a more advanced game, you could roll these individual stats.
Yeah.
Yep. And then hilarity ensues when you end up with a 3 in your primary stat that you were going for, and you're like, I was trying to make a fixer, and now I have.
And next we work out how seriously wounded we begin the game as. I rolled a 6. Oh no.
So the next thing, if anyone has any the next thing we do is we look at the life path, and the way you do that is you can either have randomized life paths if you don't have a character concept in mind, or you can do you can pick one from the life path if you wish to do so. I have the life path here, which doesn't help any of you. But if you want to roll randomly, if anyone wants to do that.
I love rolling.
Is it like akin to a background?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I rolling?
So roll a d10. Actually, roll. That was a lot, actually.
6 on a d10.
So your family was killed, and you were the only survivor.
Do I put this in family background?
Background, and then so this is background, and then the next one is motivation.
Family killed.
Very sad.
Only survivor. Sad.
Frowny face.
Sad robot face.
The next one is motivation. So
D10 again?
Mm-hmm.
2.
Honor is your motivation.
Ooh.
Good motivation for a solo.
Goals?
Yep.
Is it D10s all the way through?
It is D10s all the way through.
9.
Gain fame and recognition.
Yes, the most honourable outcome.
It's a bit of a weird one. And then friends is next.
9 again.
A relative. Choice is up to you. So
But you're the only survivor.
It's like my immediate family was
your
killed.
immediate family was
okay,
killed. So
yeah.
like
Second
mother,
cousin
father,
twice removed
brother.
is gonna-
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy grandpa maybe. Yeah.
What about your sister's
again?
brother?
Enemies.
2.
You have no enemies. Interesting.
I ate all of them.
Oh, no, they unfortunately, you're
I was enemies with my whole family.
and you're the one that killed them all.
Yeah.
I think for the last two, I'll let you decide those because I think you've got like enough of a structure. Because the last two are like personality and romance, unless you want to roll them.
Can I roll them and see what I would get?
Sure.
And then use that as 6 on the romance.
Your lover went insane. That's what it says here exactly.
Because she watched you kill, or he watched you kill your entire family.
Yep.
Okay.
And personality? 5.
5. Picky, fussy, and nervous.
Nah, that doesn't fit with what I've got
Was
so
it?
far.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
My turn.
True.
Background.
Yep.
4.
Your family is imprisoned and you alone escaped.
Ooh.
Prison in this world is either run by... so in Night City, there are no governmental organizations, not
Yeah.
really. Most of it's run by corpos or various smaller gangs of factions that have kind of like managed to get enough power to actually be
To enforce,
functioning.
yeah.
It's very like loose structure. The U.S., as it really is mostly confined to kind of the Boston-Washington corridor over
So
on that
this
side.
does take place on Earth.
On
just
Earth,
future Earth, yeah.
Future Earth. So we are in somewhere between San Francisco and L.A. So mostly desert,
Yeah. Yeah.
with a few bright spots. Night City being one of them.
But the more sort of civilized bits are over in Boston to...
Civilized is a strong word.
The more political remnant bits.
Yes,
Are, yeah.
they're held together by a person who's been president 6 times in a row, and she is the only thing holding the U.S. together. She nationalized one of the corporations that was responsible for the Fourth Corporate War after the pocket nuke went off.
Yeah.
Because she was tired of their shit.
Fair?
It's a bit of a mood, actually. I got 3 on my motivation.
3 on your motivation. Your word.
Oh, what, sorry?
Your word. Your word is your motivation. So, like, your word is your bond. Promises and
I
things.
think
like
it
that.
wormed.
No, not worm.
I was like,
We're not playing Doom.
no. I was
That's like next week.
Wormed? What? Like he's like taking pills to get rid of table.
Oh, you went a complete way.
Goal is 2.
Gain power and control.
To eat as much raw pork product as possible, which, in fairness, may have contributed to the whole worm situation.
Okay. Friends.
10.
Oh. Okay. You need to roll 3 times because you rolled 10.
3 times.
3 times. You have
As
3
in 2
friends.
more times.
No, you have 3 friends.
Oh.
I'm a rich man. That's another 10.
Is it re-rolls?
Oh no, it doesn't reroll. So you have someone with a common interest. So somebody maybe on the same kind of path as you. You may run out of space because you've got 3 of them. He's lucky he rolled low on the enemies because otherwise you get a ton of those.
6.
An old enemy is also your friend.
7.
Somebody who is like a parent to you, which actually fits really well with your background. Right, enemies.
Five.
You have no enemies. Okay, the last 2. If you want to do these, you can.
Romance.
Sure.
4.
A personal goal or vendetta came between you and your lover.
Ooh.
That's a very dystopia, yeah.
Yeah, that one is. Some of the actually a lot of these are. Yeah, a lot of these are.
lot of these
There's
round-
one. There's one I was like, that's just normal. That's just like... Anyways, personality.
Personality 2.
Rebellious, antisocial, and violent. You may neglect to do that. Whatever you want to do. Rich.
1 for background.
Your family lost everything through betrayal.
Absolutely Delwyn.
Doesn't say I wasn't the one who portrayed that.
That's true. I mean,
so you got your family locked up. I murdered them. You betrayed them.
No, my family was locked up. I just escaped. Without them.
3 for motivation.
Roll again, because I don't want the same motivation. It's going to make sense.
5.
Knowledge. Ooh. Goals.
5.
Live down your past life and try to forget it. Are you sure you didn't betray them?
Sometimes the dice just tell a story.
They
You know?
really do. This gives you like a skeleton, and then you can build out from it, which is kind of nice.
You say and forget it. Live down past
Try
life.
to forget it. Yeah.
Five again for friends.
You have no friends.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
And
Oh, thank
enemies.
you. I've always wanted a knife in my scapular.
Jesus.
And 5 again for enemy.
You have no enemies. You have a really sad existence.
Do you want to re-roll the enemy one?
Yeah, let's reroll that. 3.
You still have no enemies.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll see what romance would be. 9.
A rival cut you out of the action. In terms of like, they came between you and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, none of these are good.
I was going to say, like, isn't there you're in a happy relationship?
God.
Oh, I know this one.
So technically, you could be still in a relationship. It's just there's a problem in there. There's a
Yeah,
mental
so
illness.
my lover is insane.
Yeah, there's a mental illness in the way. It's fine.
Big fucking mood.
I'm going to swap out this die, but 5 again for
5
personality.
again. That was picky, fussy, and nervous.
Okay.
So yeah.
6.
Stable and serious. Wait, that's normal. Wait, what's happening here? That's really strange.
I like having no friends and no enemies, as if you just appear in a place you need to be and move on without making any human contact.
Are you the Hulk?
Yeah, Dynamite Sleeper character. It's like, yeah, also I was the Hulk.
Yeah.
So I have a background of betrayal,
Yeah.
Darwin. Motivation of knowledge, Lucius.
Yeah.
You haven't noticed that. Goals, knowledge, life.
Live down past life and try to forget. So again, Darwin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just Rich's greatest hits, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you sure you weren't just ignoring whatever I rolled on the die?
You can make up in
Well,
different
okay,
characters
let's twist it slightly. The knowledge that could be Sam.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we could twist these enough to fit each of your characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So.
I mean, to be fair, you could tell these fuckers that anything was, oh yeah, no, that's totally Delwyn, and they wouldn't know.
I mean, family killed, only survivor, Skur. It was just he did it. Honor,
Oh, yeah.
Dagamir.
Yeah.
Fame and recognition. Maybe Al.
Al, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Having a relative as a friend.
Is this the
Dagamir. Dimitri.
Yeah, the brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Enemies, none. That doesn't really apply.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
Sorcery!
Yes. I had enemies, and then something happened. I had a little cry, and now I don't have any enemies anymore.
So, because I played less characters with you guys so far, I'm just looking at this going, I mean, this is all just Garrett, isn't it?
So some of you will have cyber components. They just mean that like you've got a replacement limb usually, and then they have like bits and pieces in them. I think some of you have like slice and dices, and some of you have like cyber optics or cyber ears.
Yeah.
Big knucks.
Yep, that means you just literally have big fists.
I've got a cyber arm with rippers, so presumably like slicey dicey, chainsawy
Claws.
Oh. A cyber leg with jump boosters.
Yep.
That kind of does what it says in the tin.
So you have quite a lot of cyber components.
Cyber optic targeting as well. So my hands, legs, and eyes.
Your hands, legs, and eyes. So it'd be both arms probably as well.
Yeah.
So you're quite cybered up. You're probably getting close to cyber psychosis kind of thing.
C'est la vie.
You're riding that line.
Yeah.
I've just got the cyber arm and the cyber optic.
Luckily, cyber psychosis doesn't really interface with you guys in this game. It might interface with some of the NPCs, but it doesn't interface with you.
Yeah, I mean, you just start seeing Keanu Reeves everywhere.
Yeah.
I need to play that game.
Yeah, 3-inch carbo glass. Yeah, 3-inch carbo glass claws, and your fingers for cutting or stabbing. They can be retracted or popped out. The rest of the stuff is like general better hearing. You can hear through walls and things like that. And
I can record images onto the built-in chip and download it. So, William.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think the only thing I have left to explain is like how you roll skills and how you just resolve that. What you do is you take a stat, depending on what you're trying to do. You take, and each of the skills have a specific stat. So, for instance, evasion has dex, and you would go, okay, well, you're going to take your dex, your evasion, and you roll a d10, and that's your result. And you're always rolling against a difficulty value, except in opposed checks. But most of the time, even when you're shooting at somebody, it's not opposed checks. It's always against a difficulty value. If you're shooting at somebody, that is based on how far or close you are to a target. So certain weapons are better at close range. That would be like shotguns and, broadly speaking, pistols. Whereas things like assault rifles kind of have a sweet spot where they want to be. Like they want to be like not right up in their face, but kind of just a little bit further away. Because I don't remember which weapons you've got.
I've got 4 weapons, which
is a lot.
Dude has trust issues, is what I'm saying.
Well, some of them are built in, to be fair.
Yeah. That's why all my family were killed. I just wanted a hug.
And you just hugged a little too hard. Oh, there's a character in an anime that happens to.
Well, it also well, isn't it Mice and Men? Lenny hugs something too hard.
He kills a whole crap load of rabbits and some other stuff.
And then at one point a girl.
Yes, at the end.
We did Lord of the Flies rather than Mice and Men. That was the other set in English at school.
Yeah, I did
Mice and Men, Lord of the Flies, 1984, and Brave New World. Those are the 4 that we got.
I had my philosophy and ethics classes in the room where Lord of the Flies and The Spire were written. Because it used to be the office of William Golding, who's the author. He used to work in my school. Funny bits. With the skills,
yes.
Are you trying to roll like under or
over? So,
over.
Nice.
So if I've got Dex 7,
yep.
Is that what I add?
Yep.
Right,
so
and I'm rolling a D10.
Yep.
What are these skills in the separate bit here?
So they're the specific skills that. So they'll say like they'll have a number.
Okay.
And it'll say like Dex plus or Will plus or Con.
So if you asked me to roll like evasion, I would add 7 and 5.
Yep.
Okay, so I had a 12 total.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, you start, like, some classes start very, very high. Evasion only really applies for... Actually, what is your evasion? Because there's a rule for this.
Plus 5.
I think you have to have No, I mean your dex, sorry.
7.
Okay, yeah, you have to have 9 dex in order to be able to dodge bullets. But if you do have 9 dex, you can dodge bullets. The way armor works as well, which might be worth noting, is that it subtracts the amount of damage you take, rather than like.
So it's a flat damage reduction.
Yep. Cool. Every time you take damage, though, it takes it's ablated, which just basically means that you lose 1 point of armor every time it takes a hit. So you get dunk, 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 and eventually you have no armor.
So make a tally next to the.
Yeah.
If it differentiates between head and body armor.
It becomes important in very specific circumstances because you can take, is when you can shoot for the head instead of the body,
Yeah.
which does double damage, but it's harder to hit because you get a -6 penalty. But if you have very high, I think it's Dex, or is it Reflex for weapons? Whatever the weapon one is, because it tells you when you shoot.
Marksmanship is
Marksmanship.
reflex.
So marksmanship and reflex. If you have very high marksmanship and reflex, you might be able to just pop somebody in the head.
I've got a +16.
Yeah, so you might be able to just, even on -6 with a D10, you might be able to just beat the DC, because the DCs are...
So if you can auto beat it, you could just do it.
you could just do it, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. So crits and crit fails. The way they work is if you roll a 1, you roll the D10 again, and you subtract that number from the total.
Oh. So that could be... You only subtract 1, you could also subtract 10.
Yeah. So you
And then if you roll a 10, is it the same?
It's, the same, the reverse way.
So it's okay. So they explode, I presume, only once. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then if you get a crit, you get double dice on the damage as well, and the dice themselves can explode once. So if you get a 6, and so on and so forth.
I have sort of these game science D10s that I never used.
Ooh.
I ordered them, thinking that they were the array set or whatever it's called.
Oh, and you got to do a bunch of D10s.
And I got a bunch of D10s because I didn't look at the posting.
Yeah.
enough.
That's fair.
I think I now have used all of the sets of dice I own at least a couple of times, which is A, impressive, and B, means that it must be time for new dice, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
I need to get a new set of D6s. But yeah, for World of Darkness, I think I'm going to be using these powerful ones.
Nice.
Very nice. Right, we should get started.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to playing Chet.
The vibe is going to... this is not a bad thing. The vibe of that is going to fucking change when Chet shows up.
Oh, God.
Or will it?
Have you listened to the...
Not yet, no.
And then we shall change it back.
You'll get thrown off of a bridge somewhere and we'll be like, what happened? What happened to Chet? Nothing happened to Chet. So, it is the time of the Red. Past the fourth great cyber war when a pocket nuke was detonated above the top of Arasaka Tower, ending the war and nationalizing both Militech, which was one side of the conflict, and Arasaka, which is the other side of the conflict, to Japan and the US respectively. It is a few years past that point. The city has, broadly speaking, recovered, but still the remnants of things like the Red Sky, the Blood Rain, and several other things like there is a huge amount of construction that goes on in the middle of the city. Arasaka Tower was the beating heart of Night City. Arasaka has been banned, as they were largely blamed for the nuclear blast going off in the first place, though who was actually to blame is very difficult to pin down. Militech says it wasn't us, Arasaka says it wasn't us, no one is sure.
Was the tower destroyed in the explosion?
Oh, yes. Oh, very much yes. And along with several other buildings in the Corpo district that basically was the center of the city. It's where the most expensive parts of the city was where all of the money was. But there are rumors that Arasaka, for instance, detonated the explosion at the base of the tower in order to protect some kind of secret that they didn't want Militech to have. But all of that is in the past and doesn't really concern the three of you. The three of you, one of you, somebody roll 3 dice.
3d6 or 3d10?
Just one dice each.
Oh.
Tell me the highest.
What
D10.
D10, right.
5. You own an apartment within Night City, a rarity. Maybe it's been grandfathered in, maybe it's somehow you've acquired it, somehow through your backstory you own this apartment. The entire block as well. There's not just you living it there, you and your 2 friends, along with a number of tenants that you've taken on as you've gone along. Let's see if I can do this and this. And show that. Yes. And then if you... There you go. That is the floor plan for your apartment.
Is that like 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor?
Correct. So the roof, basically.
Solar panels and got
Yep. Yep. You live in the middle section, basically. One of those rooms, basically. And you rent out to a number of characters within the apartment. If I do this, actually this one I can just go. And these are the various people. These are just pictures. I'll introduce them more specifically, but this way you can get a good idea of what they all look like. So,
Dr. Carver.
Dr. Carver.
Sounds...
Dr. Carver is a Ripper Doc. So why don't we start with him, and you've got the most cyber stuff in you.
Yeah.
You got a shit ton. So you are lying on Dr. Carver's bench. Maybe some maintenance on the day. He's looking over you going, this is quite a lot of damage here today.
Yeah.
I need to get the big screwdrivers for you. Right. That's done it. Right. You're all set, ready to go. About to back down to your thing. Are you feeling okay? Everything copacetic? Software? No.
Every day is a new hell, Doc.
Every day is new hell, right? That is concerning, but not too concerning. I need to give you some medication for your augmentations in case of the cyberpsychosis. Just here you go. Here's some drugs. Just hands
drugs.
you a ton of pills of nondescript
I
origins.
take all of them.
Yes,
Immediately.
That is quite. That's fine. And you notice that Carver is very tired. He's kind of rubbing his eyes. I need to get some sleep. You were my last appointment for the mornings, and I'm going on some stupid. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Hopefully, everything will work fine. Your legs seem mostly intact, and everything is fine. He knows you're a solo. You tend to get banged up a bit, so you've been in here a lot. You know Dr. Carver well. So this will be the first roll.
Yep.
I would like you to make a it's not called insight shit.
Perception?
Yes.
Interrogation?
Human perception?
That's human perception. So if you don't have the skill, what's the human perception skill attached?
Plus number.
So do EMP.
So just raw emp.
Raw EMP.
That is 10 total.
10 total. 10 is the low DC, actually, on this. You think, as you're kind of listening to Dr. Carver, and you've known him a while, you've always got the feeling that his accent is kind of a put-on. He's definitely...
It's okay, mine is too.
There's a meta commentary here. I just can't handle it today. But yeah, you get this feeling that he is and you've kind of maybe just pushed it to the side. It's he doesn't ask about my business. He pulls bullets out of me sometimes, and he doesn't ask that many questions. So we'll just leave it at that.
The confidence of the operating table, etc.
Yeah. There's if I start asking questions and he's got me under a knife and I'm unconscious, I don't know if I'm gonna wake up with a heart or not.
Yeah.
We replaced it with this baked potato.
Cool. So let's choose a different NPC.
So that was the result of that was that it sounds like his accent is being sort of slightly put on.
Yeah.
All right.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, so we've got some names here.
We do.
We've got Grant Royal Jung, Gina Zapata, Molly Anderson, and Rico Robinson.
Does anyone have a name they like the sound of? And then we'll introduce
Rico Robinson.
Rico Robinson, sure. So
he's a punk kid.
Rico Robinson. So Rico Robinson is quite a bit of a punk kid. Kid is a bit of a stretching. The hair is very gray. He's clearly an old rocker. He's been that way for a while. There's a lot of like heavy drug use in his eyes that has clearly destroyed any kind of like long-term memory. But he is still a gifted musician, and that's probably why you're there. You maybe like his music for whatever reason. He does little, not in concerts, but he does like little jam sessions, and he just kind of, and he leaves his door open for this reason, much to the annoyance of several of the other people who live in the building, who have, including for a specific fact is. Dr. Carver lives right next to him and has soundproofed his entire house for this reason. Man, it's okay. I'm just doing the bongos today, and everything's just really fine. Everything's okay. I've got a nice stash over there. It's keeping me level. All right. We're gonna do some jamming today. And yeah, kind of introduce your character.
I'm just a fixer, man. I like the groove. That's why I come here.
So maybe you're here fixing one of his instruments that's broken. So you're kind of like trying to
thought the
repair.
fixer was the
Oh,
social.
the fixer's the social one. That's the one I'm thinking.
Kind of
You're thinking tech.
I'm thinking of the tech. Sorry. So
Fixing
you're...
those instruments by blackmailing someone into doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
I found
So-
this new guitar here.
He looks at it like, oh man, this is lovely.
It looks just like his old guitar.
It does look like my old guitar. A bit strange. Yeah, it's fine.
One that he lost. Like.
Roll me.
Some corpo kid had stolen it.
Hey, it's all right. Roll me the same stat that he rolled. 15. Rico seems his normal jam method, his normal kind of more upbeat attitude. He seems to be more down, more somber than he's usually. He's chill guy usually, and that's okay. But there's like a somberness to the notes he's playing and the music he's choosing to play. There's something off, and you're not sure what it is.
You okay, man? The beat's kind of low today.
I'm just jamming. Looks at you for 1 second, thinks about it. Roll me persuasion.
So also cross-referencing to do. 14.
14. Okay. Nah, don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna go see Rex. Rex is your local, bigger fixer than you are. He kind of handles the various gangs that exist around your area. Because no man is an island and no apartment is an island. In this case, you are sitting in the middle of multiple gangs that have fought for control. And one of the ways that you kind of keep the peace, so to speak, or at least keep the more nasty gangs away from you, is by contracting with a local fixer who kind of goes, okay, well, I'm going to make sure that nobody comes after you, but you got to pay me every month to make sure this happens. And the way I'm going to do that specifically in your case is let everyone know there's a very well-known solo who could turn them all to dust if they so choose to do so.
Is that me or someone else?
That is somebody else, actually.
Okay.
But you're like the added bonus as well. So there's 2 of them in the building, and solos are quite dangerous, or generally regarded as so. They have good equipment, they have good cyber gear, and so the other solo in the building is a guy who goes on the handle of Royal.
Yeah.
And he is in the building. So he kind of fobs you off and just says, "No, man, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, man.
That's Royal.
You need to bang the ball. Cool. Who do you like the look of?
I'll go with Molly Anderson.
Molly Anderson. Cool. I think so. In this case, we're going to have it such that you're at Molly's door. You're looking. Something has gone missing from your apartment specifically, and you've gone to Molly partially because you know that some of the people that she has in her apartment have sticky fingers, and Royal has actually at one point caught them and kind of like there was an incident where they had to visit Dr. Carver afterwards because they were trying to cheat him at cards. So you know they're not exactly on the level, but they mostly keep to themselves, and if you ask them for the stuff back. Or maybe you've got a tracker on the thing that you've so you cut it on there.
So yeah, I'm just gonna stand at the door, just stand there with my arms crossed and just look at her.
What do you want?
And then I'm going to use the tracker to pinpoint the exact location. I'm just going to look at it and just then look back to her.
She looks over her shoulder where you're looking. Boys! Shouts down to the corner, and then three boys, like grown men. The Andersons are loosely considered a family. They don't look alike. And some of them are older than they should be in terms of who the matriarch is, because Molly is the matriarch. She runs the family. But they all consider themselves family, and if you look at their knuckles, they have Anderson tattooed into their hands. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, I did that as well when they said that. I was like, what are you, nonsense? Oh, it actually does work. It's just weird.
Yeah, without the thumbs. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have the word Anderson, so they're all kind of a family, but family is a very big stretch, and most people consider them a small-time gang, but one that you can mostly control. The three boys come out from the apartment, looking a bit sheepishly, and for grown adults, it's a very strange thing, but Molly has them under a harsh whip. And she looks to all three of them, looks at one of them, looks at the youngest one, goes, "You," smacks him in the face, and with this because she's got cyber arms as well, so her arm, when she hits him, you can hear a crack as something breaks, and she hits the ground. And he goes, "Molly, I didn't, ow, I think you broke my jaw. I didn't mean, I was going to give it back. I just want to borrow." She grabs the thing, shoves it into you, shuts the door. Before you go, though, can you make me perception check, pure perception check?
Pure perception. Ooh, that runs off int. Okay, that is 19.
19, very good. So there are 4 Anderson children. There's Judy, is the tall one, Maurice, the short one, and Marco and Andy, the twins. Maurice, he's not the one who got hit. The one who got hit was Marco of the twins, basically. But Maurice was shaking, really strangely, with the perception that high. He has quite a lot of cybernetic, even more than he does. So we're talking legs, arms, and these aren't prosthetics. A true prosthetic, doesn't cause cyberpsychosis. These are military-grade things. You actually are pretty sure this guy was changed in the war, so his cybernetics would have been experimental, on the fringes, on the edge, and you think he's going through the early stages of cyberpsychosis. And that's a concern.
So to clarify, it's implants that are the problem, not replacement limbs.
Yeah, so if you, for instance, lost an arm for whatever reason and you replaced it, it wouldn't cause cyberpsychosis. That doesn't cause it.
It's when it's within an existing body part.
If you decide to lop off your arm on purpose and change it to a cyber arm,
that's
when it can cause an issue.
Got you. Yeah.
Something about the scientists who study it don't understand why that occurs. They think it has something to do with the willingness to replace your own limbs that may cause that, because the whole thing is that you're starting to see people as parts, and so that might be part of it. The other thing that seems to trigger it quite heavily is when you start extending beyond the human capabilities. Stuff like being able to produce claws from your fingers, being able to jump hundreds of feet in the air, all of that kind. Yeah.
Looks at couch sheet and just makes his face.
Oh no! That's why you got all the drugs.
Yeah.
That's why your Ripper Doc is always making sure that to make sure that you are as far from cyberpsychosis as possible.
Ketamine is a hell of a drug.
While you're in his shop is why you get the drugs from them.
Sure.
Ripper docs are the people who do the illegal modifications. There are proper doctors that exist, but they're well outside your price ranges. Even for you who own an apartment. So
to the clothes door, I just say, "Thank you, Mrs. Anderson."
you hear no response back. You just hear another smack. As perhaps one of the other Anderson children annoyed Molly in some way, shape, or form.
She just had to make the twins match.
Yeah. It's like, I can't stand this. Well, the other one.
But not match on the same side, match on opposite sides.
Yeah, so that's,
Yeah, symmetrical. So, the only
She looks like a
person...
delight.
There's two people we haven't met, and I'll briefly introduce them, just so that you have like an understanding of them. Grant Royal Young is the solo of the area. He is a stoic, quiet man, keeps to himself, has never taken his armor off. Not once you have seen this. Ever in person, never in private. Like, you've probably tried to spy on him at one time or another. Not even in the confines of his room does he take this off. It is a very unusual thing, and he does not talk about it. He does occasionally play cards with the people in the building, but not to the point where you have, like... He doesn't seem to feel like a loyalty. He's here specifically to keep people away from the building via the fixer Hugh Rex, basically. The final person, Gina Zapata. She is the only person in the apartment to have animals. She has 3. A tortoise, a cockatiel, and a gecko, I think is the 3rd one.
good choices.
I need to check that she actually has the gecko. I think it's the gecko. I actually know their names as well. Rico is the salmon-crested cockatoo. The Puddles, the Aldabra tortoise. And Spooky, her... Aldabra, there, thank you. Aldabra tortoise and Spooky, her veiled chameleon. It's chameleon. And when you've spoken to her at length before, probably going over to say, please shut the fucking bird up, at one point or another, because...
So I just love the idea of like a Ripper docked up cockatiel that just squawks like bass boosted.
Rico is the name of her cockatiel, which is also the name of somebody else in the building.
I was about to say that was your...
Yeah. And they Gina and Rico have like bonded over that. They do occasionally, like Rico will be seen to go over there and have meals with her on occasion.
If I was running this, I would have it that the cockatiel has been modified to just squawk
Just
dubstep.
dubstep. Yeah.
The one thing that you will all notice is something in this world that is very specific, is all 3 of these animals are totally natural. Not a single one has ever... it's not like been created by a corporation.
Genetically modified or cloned or anything. It's just a real ass animal.
It's a real ass animal created. Most of the animals in this dark future are created by a company called Biotechnica.
With a barcode somewhere.
They've got a barcode somewhere, or on their DNA probably. They are also responsible for things like they released a bunch of experimental animals into the Great Pacific Northwest. Take that what you will.
I'm guessing that went super well.
Well, there's no Pacific Northwest anymore.
There are rumors of things like Yeti and giant wolverines and all kinds of...
It's like the Death Claws from Fallout. Like,
effectively,
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I was just
that kind
thinking
of bullshit.
also Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
They were also responsible. There was supposed to be, just a bit of lore for everyone, is they were supposed to be creating animals and plants that would survive on Mars to colonize it. They fucked up. Mars is a dead zone and no one goes there.
So Mars is even worse for sustaining life than it is right now.
Oh no, it sustains life.
Just not the sort of life.
Oh!
Yeah.
It's even worse for sustaining civilization than it is now.
Yeah, that thing.
Does the fact that these are pure animals, does that make them rare and expensive, or is it more like endangered animals where like, we don't care about them, just waiting for them to die out?
Would you like to roll me, or anyone can roll me this, there's a couple of knowledge ones, or just a straight in check. Local expert, if you've got it,
I'll
or just
roll
8.
that.
It's 12 total.
16.
18.
18. So the 16 and the 18.
Very
Actually, those. So you got 12? 12. Okay, so you get a basic information. Yes, they are valuable as hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that
animal.
makes sense.
They could be like slightly genetically modified or something like that. You just can't tell from this.
Or they might have genetically modified animals in their ancestry.
Yeah, and
Well,
they might be.
they were
byproducts.
born naturally, and yeah.
Yeah, so something. What you two would know from this is that these animals are not only pure, they might be what you would call templates. They're used by Biotechnica to figure out how to clone the next generations, and they're used as kind of like, okay, we've got this one, we take a little bit of blood sample.
Genetic stock.
Yeah, effectively. So you two would know that, and they're like, ooh, these were really valuable. The only people who would have access to these would be Biotechnica themselves. And you know, with the local issue, so local issue 18, you've got the highest?
Yep.
So, with that, you know some of Gina, you recognize Gina from a scream sheet, which is like the newspapers of this area.
Mm-hmm.
And they come through your little PDAs, which are basically smartphones. And Gina was an eco-terrorist. And it is highly likely that she stole these animals from Biotechnica and has been holding them ever since. I think you can actually see her apartment, the one with all the plants and things in it.
Is that
Maybe it's in
this
that
one here?
Yeah.
Is it that Biotechnica does not control this area, and therefore that is why they have not come to get them back? Or
They might not even know where she is. So the other thing is that the net, as you think about it today, does not exist. There is no internet. There are a bunch of little subnets. That's all there is. The internet was destroyed by a hacker by name Bart Moss, who basically ripped it apart with an AI.
nice.
Released it wild into the net, and it just destroyed everything. And nobody knows where Bart Moss went.
Yeah.
He used to do all of his net diving out of an old refrigerator filled with ice, and nobody has been able to find it.
Oh. Good for him.
There are rumors that he is still somewhere within the net, hiding out again with his AI.
Is he within a human lifetime, or is this hundreds?
He is in a human lifetime, just
Okay.
before the time of Red. He could have been killed in the blast. It is very likely.
So the time of the Red, the internet hasn't been gone for long.
No, not that long. People are still aware of its existence, and technically, you can still go at it. But a company called WorldComs basically controls the network, and they put up a massive firewall around everything to keep out this AI, because it was so devastating to everything.
Sure.
And they've been trying to rebuild the nodes as they go, but it's hard work.
Slow and steady,
and
yeah.
the AI is very smart.
Yeah.
And technically, you can dive into the deep net if you wish to do so, but you're at your own risk, and you must. And if WorldNet catches you, you will be killed on the spot.
With my technology skill of 4, I'll give that miss, you know what I mean?
But most of the things are run by little local subnets, effectively. There are basically islands of internet, essentially.
Okay.
Cool. So that gives you all of that information. The three of you are somewhat friends. You've gone on jobs together on occasion, and you are hanging out in one of the kind of like commissary areas. So probably in the lobby downstairs, there's a small in the far left corner. There is like a kind of hangout area.
I think that one's got chairs, comfy chairs as
I've got a
well.
pool table.
I think, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the one with the pool table. So maybe two of you are playing pool, and one of you just kind of like sitting down, chilling out, watching TV,
I
or
stopped
waiting for
playing
the
pool
next.
because I kept passing the snooker cue clean through the ball.
I'm still not used to that cyber arm. It's
Yeah.
real fucking strong. So I'm gonna hold on. I need to move you to the.
I mean, I'll roll dexterity against you to see which one of us does better.
Yeah.
I assume we want dex rather than reflex.
Yeah.
12.
12.
Ah. It's a dead heat.
Yeah, it is a dead heat. Pool cues go back and forth all over the place. Pool balls go into poles, and they don't seem to. No one ever seems to get the 8 ball at the end. You're playing pool, not snooker, because I don't understand snooker.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, as you finish up your pool game, I need everyone to make me a perception check.
20.
20.
20.
That's very high.
21.
No, well done, everybody. Well done.
It's well done, everybody. It's good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
I like that very much.
You're always on the lookout for corpos doing bullshit things to your apartment. You're kind of like, you're the owner, but you've enlisted these two to help you protect it because they live here, and you've given them, because of that, maybe you've given them a cut on the rent. Rent in Night City is horrendous, so a place that gives you a landlord you can get in good with, always a good
To
thing.
become structurally integral to the process of the landlord keeping their apartment is a good thing.
Exactly. Outside, you notice that there's a black car that's been sitting there for way longer than it should have done. And you actually notice that there's a guy with some kind of weird ass surveying equipment sitting out there, kind of just taking pictures of your home, basically.
You want me to go and have a conversation with that fella?
I think that would be prudent.
Nice.
As you make your way outside,
I don't suppose I can... Got no kind of remote hacking type thing?
that's going to be the other guy. What do you want to try to do, though? You could have, for instance, you could feasibly have a drone of some kind.
Yeah. If I can have a drone that basically...
Oh, you could take your eye out and put it on a drone.
So like a cookie, thank you.
Brad.
Diet, being good.
For now.
Yeah. I've decided I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I should leave that for a while.
I would like to disable his car.
Ooh. Okay, so you want to try to sneak over to where his car is and then disable it so it turns off and doesn't power for him. Okay.
Whether I sneak or I get a drone to go over and do that remotely.
Okay. So you can do either. They're different rolls. So to sneak over and do it would be a stealth and attack roll. To do it from a drone, be 2 tech rolls back to back.
Basic tech or cyber tech?
Basic tech. Cyber tech is like stuff that's in your body.
Okay. I'll do the 2 basic tech rolls.
Okay.
Like, in a world full of like corpo v corpo and espionage, like how like common is it for there to just be someone? Surely there's always someone watching someone.
He's sitting out here with an easel taking measurements, which is really weird. In your apartment, you shouldn't have any corpo influence. You're basically an island within Night City that should be relatively...
Would I be able to 10?
Did you get a 10?
10.
You can roll again.
Okay, so that's currently 27.
Okay, whatever you're doing, the drone just...
27 plus 8.
35.
35.
Yeah, so the drone just... And you've got this thing tuned to perfection, to the point where it makes almost no noise. Lands on top of the car, and then gives you a connection on your little data pad.
Time for a second one.
Sure.
Not as good. That's a total of 20.
Yeah, that's enough. You don't even see the car kind of power down, but you see the shock absorbers kind of drop a bit, and this nice corpo sedan, probably from somebody really like well set up. And what you see, like when you get back from the car's telemetry and like what its data is, it's come from WorldSat, so like the people who control like the communications towers and that kind of stuff. And this is all happening while you're approaching. Are you approaching like just out and brazen, just trying to get his?
Yeah, I was sort of just walking straight towards him. Like I was going to say, I'm not pointing an assault rifle at him as I go. I'm just sort of like walking over. Yeah, sort of.
But you're coming out from the apartment.
Oh, I'm wanting to be seen walking directly towards him having business.
Yep. So,
All right.
rainy night, quite kind of overcast as you exit, and say this guy like with an easel taking measurements, digital easel, so he's just like, and it's like coming up. As you kind of like approaching, you see two Militech guards kind of like come out from the shadows and just like point their guns at you immediately. They don't even think, back off. We don't want to do it. No trouble.
Oh, I'm a fellow appreciation of the arts, innit? What you drawing there, fella?
That's none of your business. I want you to move along back in your apartment.
Well, I think it is my business because you're drawing my fucking ass.
Now, I'm going to give you one more warning. You back off. We're going to have an exchange, if you understand me.
Yeah, at this point I will be bringing the... It's like, yeah, exchange. Just doing all the things and sort of like clamping in all the hands into the gun. Yeah, or... Just, you can fuck off.
I think, so what are you doing at this moment?
I mean, I was just going to stand in the doorway.
So you're standing in the doorway watching this and you're like, oh, there's some guns coming out. And you're in the building as well?
Yeah, a remote controlling my drone. I don't know if it's got any weapons on it.
Probably not. It's mostly there for like that kind of stuff.
Could I have stepped up deliberately to what you called, as you said, the sweet spot range for assault rifles?
I think that's kind of the last...
The logical kind of thing.
Yeah, the last little bit, like, before they're going to go... so then they go... Right. And then that's when we're going to roll.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why can't I...
What is initiative?
So, initiative is... I think it's not Dex, it's something...
Body?
Weird.
Reflex. Move.
Any of these would work, wouldn't they? Yeah.
I've got to find the right... here it is.
Please don't be cool. Please don't be cool.
It's not
Please
cool.
Don't be cool.
It's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, as long as it's not tech, I'm fine. I'm good at most other things.
My cool is 3.
Yeah.
Where is it? Cyberlim, Cyber Technology, Battletech, Black Market Tech. Getting it done. Use MU. Okay. Distance movement. There's a rule. Initiative is reflex plus a 1d10.
Gonna call that 24.
24.
Excuse me?
Oh, you rolled a 10, yeah. Do it.
So 10 plus.
Wait, does that explode?
So I got a 10 the first time, and I rolled it, and I got a 4 the second. So that's 14. My reflex is 10.
Yep.
So 24.
I need that mouse. This is driving me nuts. I can't click.
Where did I put... Aha.
Thank you.
I got 13.
My sort of headcanon for the character at the moment is he's sort of slightly semi-retired. Like, he's quite old, used to be a much more sort of impressive and daring solo. Now he's sort of slightly enjoying the fruits of his old age. But equally, looking after his insane lover, got a bit too close to some kind of brain-scrambling, cybernetic-scrambling grenade, who's called Shaker. Mover and Shaker.
Like that.
What's this one?
Flex your muscles, And then the crack of the knuckles just sounds like a bag of spanners.
So you can put little speakers in there to play the sound of knuckles cracking.
Yeah.
So it's grease, mover, torch.
Yep.
Cool. So I'll put you...
So you'll fix it. What's your character name? Grease. Torch. Mover.
Let's put you guys there.
Grease, would you mind making me a doctor's appointment?
Oof.
For your two compatriots, is that?
Maybe.
They're not even close to each other either, so... Dink. Dink. think.
Like, I don't know the setting, but I'm assuming that murder is like fully cool. If they come,
If they're
if they come around fucking drawing our house and like writing out measurements, I can just kill them, right?
Yeah, if
that's fine.
Yeah, if they're fucking with you, that's
Cool.
on them.
That's fine.
They might send other corpos after you, but that's on your shit. Right, so there we go. And then you got 20 some nonsense.
24.
24. 24.
Someone's head's getting exploded.
Dude. And right. Tech and Fixer. Where's Tech? Oh, Tech did not get 26.
No. I got half that.
Yeah, okay. 13.
Yeah.
I'll take the 26.
What does that say? Preem.
Yeah.
Oh, because of a crit.
What is
Preem is good.
is that like in universe speak?
In universe speak, yeah.
As in premium, I presume.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's some of the stuff. So there is a filter over the whole thing to kind of do various cyberpunky things, which is why the pause thing is the way it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this UI that all the skin that's put on there is well premium.
Yeah.
Cool.
I realize I'm just doing Langston again, but
Little
honestly,
bit,
I've got
but, yeah.
like it's been a long day.
It's fine. I'm not going to complain.
I was going to do Australia, and I thought, I could bother.
I
then
was tempted to call my drone Sandra.
we got our fixer. What did you roll?
8.
8. Well, that was going to... Okay, cool. You're still faster than the last booster who rolled really badly. -1. Our first person up is our solo. So, on your turn,
Yeah.
you can move, action, so move or action. So you get one move, one action per turn.
Yeah.
Your action can be shoot the shit out of the person in front of you.
Yeah. The faster, the one of them who looks like they are most on the spot.
He's the
Of
one.
the two.
Yeah, the other one was just kind of like had his gun, but wasn't exactly going to do anything with it until his buddies just.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna shoot the one in front of you.
Yeah. So the one who was looking most. So, what is that?
A D10.
Marksmanship?
Yep, your marksmanship, and you have a shotgun.
No, I have an assault rifle.
Your assault rifle. Okay, so your rifle. Yep, I see it.
And can I choose to just aim for the head? Is that a -6?
You can. With an assault rifle, you can also use a 3-round burst, which you can for every point of hit. So for every point above 15, you will get more bullets.
So I'm on 16 as a modifier. Is that
So you get that's 15, 16. So you get two hits automatically, unless you roll
plus however many I roll on the
well,
die?
it goes up to 3 because that's his.
Okay, yeah. But like, so
Yeah, you're gonna shoot him 3
You're already
times.
guaranteed to hit him twice.
I'm already guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you take a -6.
So that's 21 total.
21 total. So you definitely hit him 3 times. So you
Yeah.
roll the assault rifle's damage 3 times.
He's not gonna have a good day.
Remember, explodes on 6.
Yes. Okay, I'll go with that. So it's going to 5d6. So that is 11, 15, 17.
17. Okay, let me just check his. Oh, he only has leathers. Fuck. Okay, so that's 13 points of damage for him.
Yep. And again?
He is still up, but he this first salvo.
That was just the first bullet, was it?
Yeah, it was the first.
First bullet. 14 on... Yeah, 14 damage.
Okay, that's 10 more damage. Yep.
And... Ooh, that's a nice one. That's fine. 11, 14, 15.
This just boom, boom, boom. He just drops, and like his head sprays against the glowing backdrop behind him.
Cool.
He hits the ground. The guy with the easel's like,
See, what are you doing?
Did he have any damage reduction because of armor?
he did, not enough. This guy
So
only
that's what this character's for.
murdering bitches.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So, do I get an action and a move?
Action and a move.
And
yeah.
a move. Can I try and take some kind of cover behind his car? Like, I get,
what's
so
your move?
That's their car, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which one am I?
You are this one.
I'm that one.
No.
I'm that one. Where's the other still up dude? Is it that guy?
This one over here.
I don't know what cover rules. Like, can I move up to there to get like half cover or
Yeah.
something?
The cover rules apply.
Yeah.
What's your move score?
My move is 7.
Oh, you have more than enough. You can get all the way around to the other side of the car if you want.
Yeah, so just sort of lean on the book. Yeah, so what are you doing?
This other Militech are like clearly they were not paid enough. They were not like the high tier Militech ones that should have been able to have like full body suits and protection, like that would have been able to withstand that kind of assault. This guy is like in turn gone fuck, but knows his contract is if he doesn't try and stop you, he's probably gonna get killed anyways.
I look at him up. I might be right up in the air, so you could shoot your gun right up in the air, and I wouldn't be cross about it.
Make me an intimidation check.
Sure. I don't think I have intimidation. So
it'd be empathy is intimidation, I think.
Okay, I'm not very good at that. 8.
He looks at you like, oh man.
I know. It's fine. Look, it's fine. Do what you got to do.
Right, so that's your turn.
Yeah.
The surveyor, looking at the carnage that's just been inflicted, seeing the car in front of him, goes, well, the car works. Jumps into the car, opens the car, gets inside, and you hear a and you just see from your side, you see the locks go.
Am I still in control of the car?
On your turn, you may do something
hilarious.
if you wish to do so. Is that? Yeah, that's that. That's dead.
that could make a doctor's appointment, but not for me.
It's the tech's turn.
Can I?
Turn the radio. So here's my number. So call me.
I was going to say, can this, I would like to unlock the car and then start and then play the radio. But if I can speak to him through the radio.
Give me a tech check.
Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, maths. Why is maths? 16 plus 8. 24. Yeah.
Oh yeah, more than enough. What did you want to do specifically?
I want to unlock the car doors. Visibly and audibly.
Yeah, they go dunk. They're
And
the
then-
cars of this era are kind of a hybrid between the 1980s and very futuristic. The styling and all that kind of stuff is very neon, very bright, but the insides very much like remind you of like old Chryslers and old like Fords and that kind of stuff.
It's like a microcarbon wood panel station wagon.
Yeah, there's a bit of a weird mix there, and you see this dunk, and you're like, oh. This-
I would very much like you to tell me why you're sketching my building.
There is a smell.
It's okay if a little bit of wee comes out. Happens to all of us.
Not we.
Yeah.
So that is your action. You can move.
For my move, I'd like to light a cigar.
Sure.
No, cigarette.
Sure.
We'll go. Yeah, cigarette. Yeah.
Classic. Fixer.
I have a heavy pistol and a medium SMG. What ranges are we talking about with these sorts?
So you can still shoot them from where you are. It's just hard, more difficult.
Sure.
So you have a SMG, you said, and what was the other one?
Heavy pistol.
Heavy pistol. Pistols are there. Let's see. How far away are you from there? You are 32 meters. 32 meters is there. So a pistol would be 25. A SMG would be 20, and you could do technically a 3-round burst on the SMG.
So if, what did you say? 32.
32 meters.
32 meters, yeah.
And it's
If
25 and.
If
20.
You, 20. If you moved first and could get to below 25 meters, your accuracy for wow, that was weird. Your accuracy for SMGs and pistols would improve tremendously by
What is
5
your move?
each.
What is your move?
6.
That's still
26.
that's 6 squares, which is quite a lot.
That's 6 squares, not 6 meters, right.
Yeah.
Oh, so each square is 2 meters then?
Yes.
So you could get...
I get 12 meters close.
Yeah, you can get to like... Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you move 12, just like there.
There's no
like
cover,
middle.
right? So it doesn't really matter which.
He currently does not have cover, much as he would wish to.
But there's no cover for me either. So it's like.
No, you're basically both like standing in the street shooting at each other. Yep, you're within 22. You're fine. So pistol is now 20. SMG is 15. Again, 3-round burst is possible with the SMG. I think the pistols. Is it a very heavy pistol or a pistol? Heavy pistol.
Heavy pistol.
Okay, so yeah, it's up to you.
Wait, so you've just given me lower numbers for the
difficulty.
Oh, I
so
see.
you
I
drop
thought
the
you were...
difficulty to make it easier to hit him. So there are like weapons, like it's different on different weapons. So for instance, a rifle has a difficulty of 10 at this range and at the range you were at, because it's a long range weapon. But it also is lower at very close range. And then shotguns have special rules based on how close they are.
So now had 20 and 15, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a marksmanship?
Yep. Or you could do 3-round burst with SMG. And again, the same rules apply. 1 point over every DV gives you extra bullets to hit him. You can also add luck. It's one of the things you spend
luck.
You can spend luck to increase. That adds +1, 2, 3, however much luck you have. But it doesn't respawn until the end of the session.
Okay.
So where it says a number on the luck column, that's the number of points
Yep.
I have. And what does that... So if I spend 1 point, what does that...
Gives you +1.
Is it 1 for 1?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can you spend more than 1 luck point at a time?
Mm-hmm.
And do you do it before or after rolling?
Before. Okay.
I will just try and take aim with the heavy pistol. That was at 15, right?
Yep.
That is going to be... 14, that's 1 shy. Unfortunately.
1 shy. Goes right by his ear. There's a bit of confidence coming back. He's like, I dodged a bullet. Maybe I can do this. There's 3 of them, but maybe I can do this. And it's his go. And he sees you. You've got some cover, so there is a system to increase the difficulty for him, and he has got.
Unfortunately, the guy he at least has to move because currently he'll be shooting through his boss.
Yeah. So he does. He will make a move to go behind the car, like kind of get up underneath it. He's clearly using the guy with the easel as cover.
Yeah.
As part of that, hoping that maybe his body will also absorb a lot of the bullets.
Yeah.
Pulls gets a heavy
come
pistol
on,
out
come on.
and takes a shot at you with that.
Do I roll anything here?
No, he rolls, and because he's within 10 meters, his difficulty is 15. And where is his marksmanship? It is. I am blind. Oh no, it's not there. It's there. 3. Okay. So he rolled.
Shoot me.
He's shooting at you. Yeah. You're not in cover, but he just
drew from me, so I was like...
No.
That was me drawing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was checking my range.
He wasted his. Let's be honest.
Colleague.
Colleague
yes.
is a strong word even in this case. He wasted his colleague. Went, oh shit.
Cheesecake cookie.
And just takes a shot at you with his heavy pistol.
Yeah.
It's very heavy pistol, quite a big, meaty gun. Takes a shot at you. Rolls a 6 on the dice, plus handgun roll, which is total 15, which is not enough because of the cover you got from the car. So just kind of buries a bullet into the engine of this car, and looks at it and goes, and then makes a move to kind of like duck down under the car, because you can break up. This system lets you break up movement more. It specifically calls out you can break up movement and kind of go. So he ducks down under the car. Thinks he's like, fuck. You can hear like under his breath. As a use an object, he pops the car door open and just says, "Run, you fucking asshole!"
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna walk round to him.
Okay.
To like there, so I'm like next to this guy.
Right. You
grab. Can I like grab the artist guy by the throat with one hand?
Sure.
And look down and say, "Look, mate. I got no beef really. Would it help you? Would it be a helpful thing for you if I beat you unconscious rather than killing you? Would that like do anything contract wise for you?
You can make another intimidation check.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Things have changed.
He's
Can
had.
I give him advantage, but with this sound of cocking
So there's
shotgun?
no advantage, but there is
Okay.
like a bonuses, things like that, and there is some of that at play at the moment. Which is huge.
It was empathy. Yeah?
Empathy is the intimidation.
Ooh, I'm not good at empathy.
I think it's empathy.
That explodes though.
Ooh.
So that's 24. So I got a
24.
10 and a 9.
Nice. So this
is that like good?
this Militech guard just goes. Just hits himself full in the face as hard as he possibly can with a pistol. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what he's got on hand. Gives himself a quite big shiner.
Oh yeah, like it can. If it's like narrative, can I just sort of kick him in the face to
Yeah.
knock him out deliberately?
The-
Then with this guy go.
The guy with the easel, because the car didn't start, he goes.
Yeah.
I'll tell.
I'll just pick him up like a baby, just carry him into the building.
There, he is full on weeping.
Yeah. I think he needs changing.
As you enter the building with this guy, as you
Is combat like are we done?
yeah, unless you want to
No, I was like grab the. If we're going into the building, we'll grab like the easel,
The guns and the-
all other bits.
yeah, grab the guns, the easel. Probably you dispose of the car. You can drive it via the drone and get it away from here. You might probably also one of you takes the body of the Militech guy who got wasted.
Yeah.
Throw him in the car, probably in the boot, and then you just program it to go drive into the river.
Yeah. Oh, there are still rivers. That's nice.
There are still rivers.
You don't want to be in one.
You don't want to be
They're
in
full of
them.
bodies in cars. But
They are full of bodies and cars.
he just drives into a full river and stops that far below the surface.
Sounds
Just standing on end.
eventually, as the mud takes it.
Does this gentleman with the easel? Does he have like cyber eyes or anything?
Yes, he probably does. He does have like.
Could I
cyber
disable his eyes?
eyes. You roll me a cyber tech roll.
Brutal.
I said disable, not rip out.
No, I know,
Still,
but
that's
just
still-
making him blind, that's rocking.
I don't. Like if this was deployed to get him inside the building so he could record the layout, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's fucking smart as well.
That's true. That's true.
So this is a tech +5, so that is a total of +14. That's a 9, so 23.
His eyes go, and then you hear this like Windows off sound. It's just like, what happened?
I've turned off your eyes temporarily.
Turned off my eyes.
Yeah, it's a rough one for you, mate, innit?
Could I also like give him a scan to make sure he's not got a bomb implanted in him somewhere?
Yeah, you with the same cyber tech implant, you find out what a cyber implant. He's got eyes, ears, and he probably has lungs as well. So those are the
Why
three.
would you say those words to us, Brad?
He has lungs, yeah. Because it's the thing he has. Yeah, eyes, ears, and lungs.
I would like to hook up his lungs to a little dial
Okay.
that I can just turn up and down.
Okay. So you kind of like make this a couple of seconds. You gotta get this little machine ready, and. Oh, I see. it is comically close to that.
Rich,
People ignore it.
how is
because-
your character at interrogating and things? Like you've got good emp?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I've got +11 to interrogation.
Oh. I guess I'm just going to hold out a pad with a dial on it. This will control his lungs.
He hears this with his super hearing. He goes,
I'll just
And
rest
hang on. And that's his ears. No, that was his turning his ears
I'll
down
just
as well.
rest a gentle robot clawed hand on his knee.
This noise that I cannot make, but is so high pitched you hear the cockatiel respond. And begin squawking. So you've got this guy, and you're like in a lounge area. Some of the other residents, there are other residents beside the ones I mentioned. Some of the more normal residents are looking at you and looking at the situation, going, "Landlord's fucking people up. I ain't dealing with this shit," and just turn around
into a sock.
they just completely go, "Nope, this ain't my fucking problem. This ain't my shit." People with like all kinds of crazy weird hair as well, like all kinds of outfits, but they're just like, they're so used to Night City and all the shit that happens here. As long as it's not happening to them, they're happy.
Like whilst we're walking along, I'll just talk to one of them and go, "Oh, I've received the repair request for the faucet. I'm just waiting on some replacement parts."
Take your time. Take your time, love. Take as long as you fucking like. Take all the time. I can deal with a leaky faucet. It just drips every so often. It's not a problem. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a nice drink. Would you like me to bring you back anything? I can get you a nice Johnny Silverhand, perhaps a Norman Blackhand.
I'll go for a silver.
Silverhand, right? I can get you a drink. What? Come on, get the fuck out of here. The rent wasn't so fucking cheap.
So,
I'll wire her some credits for the silver hand.
Sure. So you begin to interrogate this guy. So what do you say to him?
Before we do, what's on the easel?
Oh, so you see an easel. You pulled that in. Have a look at it. It looks like plans for a new communication satellite. Not communication. Communications tower. WorldSat them have them all over the place. Notably absent from
is the building we're in.
Is the building you're in.
Yeah.
So it is very clear something is going on here. Yeah, that's what you see on the easel, and this poor guy who is just whimpering and making noises that only dogs can hear is is sitting here just going. Well, actually, dogs and whoever's got super hearing. It's just probably a lot of you. so you get it. It's like you need to turn that frequency up a little bit.
Turns the lungs down a bit. It'll change the pitch of the squeak.
I feel like controlling somebody that way counts as an instrument of some kind, but it feels wrong to call it that.
oh, a musical instrument.
Oh.
Holy shit. What a bespoke nightmare. Thank you.
I now feel bad.
Good.
Like I think
I didn't feel bad until it had real world implications.
yeah, like I'll sort of turn the lungs up, and everything you set the eyes so you don't actually want them to get an insight.
Yeah.
Right, buddy. You wanna elaborate?
Everything you want. What do you want? What do you want?
What you drawing there, buddy?
Can you give me an interrogation check? I would give
Does
you
anyone else want to?
massive fucking bonus.
That is 14 on 14 total.
14 total, so you'll get a +5, so 19. He immediately has been spilling his guts. He goes, "What's that?
Got deep breaths while you still can.
What's that?
Yeah.
Gonna change. Knock your building down."
No, they aren't. They want
I
to.
just want to tell you what I know. Please. Don't. They're gonna knock your building over. They have plans tomorrow to show up and try and knock your building over.
Right.
They're gonna replace it with a big tower. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I know tomorrow.
Do you know how many of them there's gonna be?
No, I wish I did.
Oh, that's a real shame.
I say no.
Oh, buddy. You've a really bad day, aren't you? Yeah, for now. Right. That's the problem, innit? Turn his ears down again. That's the problem, innit?
I feel sorry for this guy.
Yeah, a little bit. We're in the one Cockney bit of Night City, apparently. I'm fine with it, it's great.
Sorry.
I need to change.
We should have a word with Royal.
I mean, it's not my building.
We should have a word with Royal. I'm also thinking.
Also, all my cool stuff is here.
I mean, you guys have got a pretty sweet gig here.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of rent, I think it's very reasonable.
Could be cheaper, man. Could be cheaper.
Well, yeah, but you could, you know, live without lights.
That's true. Yeah.
Is that me?
His ears are off.
Does that smell me?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I should unhook his lungs from this for the moment. I don't want to see
should,
I don't want to see a message pop up saying ladder.exe has stopped working.
Oh no. Right, we should have a word with Royal. See what we can do about getting some.
Security.
Yeah. Like, if they're gonna come, like, can you get into his? He said he didn't know how they were planning to blow up the building.
No.
Were they planning to like
They could be trying to blow up the building, like literally, like as in bombs. They could be trying to blow up the building, bulldoze it. They could try to just kill everyone in the building, and then afterwards bring in some bulldozers.
Or like, is it part of their method to just buy it outright for an amount of money that
in
is
some cases, yeah,
inconceivable to us, but is a drop in the ocean for them?
In some cases, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on what's the most cost-effective method for them.
Sure.
So my immediate thought is we make sure the building's secure, speak to Royal, and then figure out where the plans are being kept and just alter them.
Yeah.
If it's pointed at
Someone else's problem.
I mean, I've got no particular enemies, but there's a dickbag down the street who keeps parking in my spot, so...
You got any enemies?
Nah.
I got any enemies.
Let's make some.
That's a real shame. Let's make an enemy. That's what I know. What we're gonna do today, Ferb.
Well, we could ask Royal if he's got any enemies.
This guy will pipe up. I had a contract for the medtech team to come and get me if anything happened, but I haven't had taken any injuries yet.
Oh, buddy! I was like, where's your house?
I live in a shipping container.
That's really unfortunate for you.
I know.
Whereabouts?
Over by the sea.
Can I have an address?
Yes. You're gonna take it.
I'll
anyway.
just tickle him a little bit with my claws. Just reaching right down on the sides. Just
like you have claws. It's like a cat trying to tickle you.
Just like so lightly as it wouldn't even break the skin. You know what I mean?
If his skin's real sensitive, that can still bring up in big welts.
I'm gonna roll for him because at this point he's gone well past normal panic. Yeah, he fully passes out at that, like just out like a light, and then you see you get a notification because you're in a side where you see it's like a med alert goes off. Basically, there is a company that exists within the world of Cyberpunk, which they basically go out and they go collect people to make sure they're okay, and they have contracts that are kind of like insurance.
Yeah.
What likely happened is WorldSat paid for this guy's contract in particular. They are not to be fucked with. They aren't.
I'll go and handcuff him to a lamppost outside.
Yeah, you can. If you
I was wondering, could we intercept that signal, or is it gone?
You could try. Yeah.
I'm going to try and intercept the signal.
Sure. Make a tech check.
Just wrap his whole head in a lead sheet.
That actually, interestingly enough,
Don't say that would work.
That's only a 17.
No, because this is a very good piece of technology. Yeah, you can't block. You can see where it's going. It's going. Oh, this is actually going to medtech. Oh fuck, they're going to show up in a white helicopter in 10 minutes.
I'll go handcuff him to a lamppost outside or something.
Yep, you do that. If you guys hang around,
can I install a little viral program so that I can see what he sees with his cyber eyes, and hear what he hears with his cyber ears. Just leave a little back door in there.
Sure. Make a cyber tech check. You can do that. What will need to happen is he will need to get close to another access node for you to pick it up later. It's not like a constant stream of
So it will record, and then you can go download it when he uploads.
because there's no internet.
Yeah, so you can get his Dropbox.
Set him to record and then just get the
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Could we get the
24.
Yep.
No. I think that's 21 again.
21's fine. That's more than enough to set
Yeah.
this little virus.
21. Yeah.
It sits in a cyber tech audio. Anything else you want to do before you get picked up?
There were two things. Yeah. Firstly, does it look like the mercs had the same med alert thing?
No.
And can we get the sat nav history from the car?
Yes.
Even if it is just go and sit in the car and go boop 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 before we throw it out. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get the sat-nav history. So you look at the sat-nav history, kind of goes back a couple of places. Looks like it stops off in the location that he... It looks
Yeah.
like he got picked up from this place.
Yeah.
It looks like it also stops at a Militech barracks.
Yeah.
Stops
Well,
there.
picks up these two. Yeah.
Picks up these two, and then you go backwards, and it goes to a world sat, not a headquarters, because their headquarters is in here, but like a corporate offices.
Yeah.
So in the most expensive part of town, where the corporate stuff would be.
Sure.
So yes, kind of like 3 steps along the way, this kind of car makes the trips.
So are we wanting to alter the plans, or are we just going to make it very expensive for them to build here?
Can I go over to the unconscious guard and just coup de grace him?
Yeah,
Shot,
sure.
bullet to the head.
Sure. Boom. This is
At
probably...
least he died happy.
So-
Over the head with a gun.
So,
If you don't do it
so,
now, you're gonna come tomorrow.
so this is the point when probably you do that, the medtech guards just kind of they light a little thing on the ground to show where they're going to land and where to get away. They very loudly shout, "Everyone back away! This is a medtech intervention." Blah 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 blah. They see the guy handcuffed to the guard. Is it one? And they put him on a stretcher. They kind of like oh, fuck me. Sit him down, get him all on the stretcher. They watched you shoot this other guy. They fully ignore it. Put this guy on the thing. Are there those two with us? Check for a second. Nope. They give you a thumbs up. Put him in the thing. The AV kind of
So that's kind of like the idea of you stood there with a pistol against his head going...
Didn't pay for it.
Okay.
Militech's a fucking bunch of cheap assholes.
What's the
Yeah.
range on your? Can you at this point turn the lungs?
I mean, you could if you want to. I'll say.
It seems like it's a bit hassle a hat at this point, isn't it?
I'm not going to. Partly because I've got the back door in there. Potentially I could
Yeah,
get
do
in
it
there and do that
later.
all later if I needed to.
Yep.
But also, I don't really want to tank this guy while he's on the medtech thing in case they take umbrage at
That's true.
that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's very likely though that they would be able to save him, even if you turned off all of his cyberware. They would just replace it, all of
Also,
it.
And then they'd
if-
remove the back door. I
So
put in.
if they look at him and he's had a panic attack and passed out
Yeah.
from hyperventilation, then they'll treat him for hyperventilation. If they might look deeper if he starts.
Yeah.
You know.
So you overhear when they're picking him up, they say things like, actually you would hear because you're closest. You overhear them say he has a MedTech Platinum package, which is one of the highest tiers you can get. And basically, this is the package where even if you were clinically dead, they would bring you back.
Yeah.
That's the kind of level that we're talking about. The
They-
technology is very good if you can afford it.
Yeah.
And this is.
This guy lived in the.
Did he really? Did he really live in that?
He was paid for by. This was paid for by. It might have been a temporary contract though. So this medtech was.
Oh, so he
What-
has the
for
best
the-
medical care
For
on
the
Earth
duration of the.
for the 4 hours he's doing this job.
Yes.
For the reasons like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's we can't pay you hazard pay, but we will
we can bring you back
Yeah.
if
pay if
there
it
is
gets
a-
real shit.
Yeah.
We will bring you back. We will replace limbs. Everything will be fine. You can do this job without worrying about it, kind of thing.
Right.
So the three of you are now in the lounge, kind of discussing things.
Sadly, unloading pull balls from the sock.
Didn't even get to you.
I'll send a quick message to what's his face up the top. Royal.
Okay.
Just
He gets a little. You see his face appear on the little smartphone. He goes, "What's up?"
what's the name of the company? Comsat.
WorldSat.
WorldSat. Just had an interested party from WorldSat sketching the building, informing us that they were intending to knock it down.
Shit. I'll need to speak to Rex.
Okay, we're going to see if we can sort something else out to maybe convince them to put it in another place, but I just wanted to give you the heads up.
Is that convincing quotes, or is that regular?
I'm here.
Some quotes. I'll speak to Rex.
Rex is like the bigger fixer.
The bigger fixer. He controls the area, basically.
The area fixer rather than the building fixer.
You might have your own area, but it might not be in this area. So you might have like a smaller area for whatever reason. Anyways, so yeah, he goes boop and comes back and goes off. What are you guys doing?
Where would like work orders, I guess, be stored and planned?
For WorldSat stuff, probably in their corporate headquarters. You know the location of, even without the car's satnav, you know where that is. It's like, it's in the corporate area.
Is there any, would it come through to, like, I'm trying to think how to say this. What do we think, judging by, like, WorldSat's recent modus operandi, what is their sort of initial go-to for doing something like this?
So they have a couple of different options. Give me a local knowledge one.
Local expert?
Yeah, that's the one.
Could I also roll that?
So,
Everyone can roll it.
11, 20, no, 14.
14,
20.
20,
23.
23. Two of you got basically the same knowledge. We'll go with that. You would know that, like all corpos, they're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, this is not my area of expertise.
This is not your area of expertise, but they're a bunch of assholes. You probably think if it was Militech, because you're more closely akin to their style of strategy, they just send in goons and shoot the shit out of everyone. Two of you, though, WorldSat's more savvy. They deal in communications, they deal in that kind of technology. And you know some of the modus operandi they take. They tend to cut communications to an area completely, black it out. So remove from all subnets, you lose your ability to use your agent, which lets you talk to all kinds of people. They blank out the area, and because they have a monopoly on it, there's no other options. Like if you're not using WorldSat technology, you're fucked. The other thing they tend to do, they do not like paying people off unless absolutely necessary. However, if you make it too cost prohibitive for them to continue, as in you repel their assault, whatever it might be, they will probably back off for the foreseeable future and find another site. It will be easier for them to do so. You know their preferred methods tend to be, because they're a communications company, they like to find dirt on people and use it against them. Or find dirt on other people to use against the people they're trying to get to.
To convince them to be a problem for us.
Yep.
So we've got, in terms of skill sets, we've got a talker, a techer, and a tickler.
I like that very much.
So, do we think reasonably we could maybe
Find and threaten the relevant middle manager?
I was thinking find some way of, like, I still like my idea of changing the plans on the server.
Yeah.
Like maybe make it like 3 buildings over.
We need a net runner to get in there. Could we find someone and advise them that that's their best course of action is to change the work order?
Would it be a net runner to change
Yes.
the server?
You would need a net runner for that, and you would need a very good one. You're talking tens of thousands of eddies. Eddies are the currency.
Yeah. So our... Cool.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
is there is there another possibility, like rather than just a straight up fight?
I did like find the middle manager. I did want that option.
Would a middle manager have the power to make that change?
Maybe. You don't know for sure. It's possible, depending on how high up the corporate ladder they are countries into themselves. Depending on what their oversight is, they could be in the right position.
Like, unless you piss someone off specifically, they probably just pick this location at random. So, in that case, like the execs wouldn't care.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, maybe finding a middle manager and
Is Night City
changing
like
things.
Judge Dredd Mega City style?
It is pretty massive.
So, for example, not that we do this, although it would be funny, that guy's house
yeah.
and this location here would be much of a muchness for the top corporate level.
Your location is more central to Night City, so there might be some like.
If it needs to be in a certain area to get the correct coverage.
Yeah, there probably is a WorldSat tower already outside in the beaches area, because some of the properties out there do tend to on the higher side, especially because that's where the new Arasaka building is going to be built at some point along the lines.
Okay.
Although it's not called the Arasaka building.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking knows that's what it is.
Right.
Well, I've got beef with Barry three buildings down.
We can find a place where we wouldn't mind this happening. All right.
Okay. So how are you going to are you going to try and contact WorldSat, or are you going to just be like, right, we're just going to find this middle manager prick and hope we can just kidnap him off the streets?
I mean,
Given that we know that they don't really resort, they don't do the talking. They just either communications blackout or just send.
Well, so what will happen, likely, from your two roles, they will communications black out the area, and then something else will occur during that
During the
communication.
either an attack or a bulldozer or a bomb or
Attack, bulldozer, bomb, some kind of subterfuge, and because they're a
Yeah.
communications industry, they have access to all the communications. Like this isn't NSA or anything other little stuff where it's like we think they can do this. They can definitely do this and see every single.
they've got all your personal data because you clicked yes on a pop-up.
Not even that. They don't give a shit about the pop-up.
Yeah.
Even the pretense.
Your ancestor clicked a pop-up and now we're fucked.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. So
Given that
You should have read those
It
Apple
doesn't
terms
sound
and
like that'd be
conditions.
someone who'd be amenable to just talking to them. I think we have to go around them and to find the middle manager.
it's possible. Yeah, you could do that.
Like it's the sweet spot of somebody who has the power to change the block that it is on.
Yep.
But someone not so important that the company actually cares about them.
Yeah.
How would we identify such a person?
So what you would need to do is use a local knowledge check, or I think there is another skill that does this.
I've got education.
No.
Did you grab like any of the guy's communication stuff?
We've still got his easel, but that wasn't really. I don't
What's
know
that
if that would help.
communication thing? No.
Like if he was down there getting measurements, it could be like, well, this one's not actually that suitable. Maybe the one a few doors down.
Oh, you want to try to
is
get
the
a
right,
subterfuge?
the satellite angle is a little bit better from.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a great one, honestly. Yeah.
So turn it back in, and then. Okay. So that's a bit of subterfuge. You still need to find somebody to
Sure.
drop it off at, but that's fine. What's the one?
And then if that fails, we end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great idea. Yeah.
There is a skill called bureaucracy.
Oh
None of us have it.
no!
No, you probably
What
don't.
is it
It's
based
a
off
bit
of?
of a weird one. Intelligence.
Ah.
I mean,
Hello.
hello. I've got an int of 10.
Same.
14
Nice.
from me. I've got an int of 6. It's actually not bad. Like,
Bureaucracy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
16.
18.
18. So 18. With the 18, it will give you enough information to be able to track this guy down, or at least know probably where. What you really do is you call up Rex, and Rex kind of goes, "What do you want? What's going on? What has happened? All right. Oh, I already got the apartment. Yeah. No. I already spoke to Royal. Spoke to Royal. You got a problem with WorldSat?
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't. No. What? He can't do that. No, because if I get in trouble with WorldSat, they're gonna cut my communications and make my life a fucking living hell.
We're looking at sorting it from our end.
That's good.
Just need a little bit of information. Try to find someone who is high up enough the corporate ladder to be able to make the that was intentional, by the way, to make the decisions of where this goes, but also not so high up enough the ladder that they actually care.
Right. Gotcha. I'm on the trolley. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
All of you can be there and speaking to him, so if somebody has a better persuasion, you can use that one instead.
15.
Mine was a total of +6. That would have been 10 total.
20.
20's enough. He goes, I've known you a long time. You understand? We've had a very good arrangement. I've exchanged. You've given me lots of money. Lots of eddies. I love that.
No qualms about the service. The service is top notch.
I bet.
The service is preen.
Until now, I bet it was. Now, while I cannot tell you specifically where this middle management named Tony is, I can say where he will not be. He will not be down at the promenade at 6 p.m. Tonight. He will not be alone, unguarded by any military personnel. He will not be playing any skee-ball. He will not be acquiring a stupendous amount of tickets because he's quite good at it. He will not be purchasing a big stuffed animal for
I was going to say, what do you exchange their tickets
a lady friend. He will not be doing any of these things. And if you happen to be there for whatever reason, I was not the one who told you.
No, it's a shame how unhelpful you've been. But,
I have been supremely unhelpful. I understand that. I expect a bit more money in my next payment for being so unhelpful.
But yes, you've definitely not earned all of the extra money.
That's good. I understand that we're all copacetic here. Now I'm going to go over there and not be here. By which I mean I am going to be here and I'm going to smoke a cigar and just have a nice time.
But just be sort of artistically silhouetted against the window.
That is the goal.
Sorry, not be artistically silhouetted against the window.
It's very hard for a person of my frame to be not artistically silhouetted. It's quite a rotund man, and when in a window, very artistic.
It's like a Hitchcock silhouette.
Yeah.
It very much is. You know? Yeah.
Cool.
When he goes over to the window, the reason you realize the reason he's called Rex. He kind of like stands up and he kind of like does this and walks over to it. It's really weird.
All right.
That's the thing he does. He stands over the window, and then there's a nice artistic silhouette, which kind of looks like Godzilla from the outside. Oddly enough, it's really strange.
There you go.
He has down his back on his like coat, it's like little spines.
Dorsal plates.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is really, aren't those plates like, and horns in general, like for things that have predators that eat them and they're supposed to
Yes.
stop that?
So yeah, spines generally are developed when something is big enough to pick you up and put you in its mouth.
So
hence why the Tarrasque is so worrying.
that's Godzilla. That's also scary.
Yeah.
Yes. So you get that piece of information down on the promenade somewhere.
Cool.
Kind of in about an hour, you should show up. Now,
Going then.
make me a the EMP check, the human perception. Wish they would just call it insight. It's so stupid.
So that's a separate thing to regular perception.
It is, yeah, but it is insight. I had to look it up. 12 and you
20.
20.
Ooh, 15.
When he said, "Oh, he won't be guarded," he won't not be guarded.
He will be guarded.
He will definitely be
Oh,
guarded.
guards, yeah.
He will,
Oh no.
He will definitely at least have a few guards of some kind, especially using middle management. He will probably also have some kind of emergency, kind of like the medtech one, but probably more linked into either a Militech system.
So like physical backup.
Yeah, physical backups. Like you'll have minutes basically to do whatever you're gonna do, and get him done. If that is just maybe just speak to him. We'll find out. But it will be like there will be like a subdermal implant that kind of just goes off when his heart gets over a certain beats per minute, and they'll call him immediately. So there is a tricky situation there.
Goes for a jog and calls in a fucking SWAT team. Big mood.
Just a little bit like that. Not gonna lie. So
can we get the alternative plans, or the alternative sketching, or whatever? Can we get that prepped in advance?
Sure.
So that we could pull a switcheroo, or slip it into his belongings.
What's that gonna be? None of you will have things like criminology or it's gonna be criminology. So the only one I could think of.
I'm fully physical based. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. So
The closest I've got is education.
In skill. That's. So I should have said, if there's a point where you don't have a skill, education kind of takes in the default.
Okay.
And it kind of covers it basically. So you're always like rolling 2 plus your whatever your stats.
Okay.
So 2 plus int.
Well, my education is +6.
Okay, so 6 plus int.
Is there any of the residents in the building who have a similar background who would be able to do stuff like this?
Ooh.
Whilst you have a think, I'm going to go get a drink, but that was a
Sure.
19 on my forging thing. Whatever it was.
Building. If you ask, Dr. Carver, we'll say, I don't know, a little bit, like little tiny things, tiny little, changes to contracts, that kind of stuff before I would take me a couple of hours, to make it look good, but I could do it if you don't mind waiting.
Between that role and Dr.
So
Carver?
19 and, is that the highest?
22.
22, so 22 is the highest.
Education, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
22.
education. And here is his. So based on his score, you think he would do a slightly better job, and it might be more believable.
Would it take longer?
He seems to indicate so. It takes me a little longer, but we get the job done, sign the dots.
So he says a couple of hours.
He says a
and
couple
the
hours.
guy's going to be there in an hour?
Yeah.
The guy's going to be there in an hour, yeah. So he thinks it'll be a couple
Could
hours.
we go and make the offer nice and friendly like? And say, we'll have well, at the moment the plans aren't finished for the one they wanted. Is that right? The dude did. I interrupted him.
You
halfway
interrupted him halfway through. They'd have to send another surveyor out here, but that's not insurmountable for them. They're like, okay, whatever. We'll just survey.
Well,
it
I'd
after
say
the building's gone.
you can get your deadline done on time tomorrow morning, and that kind of take that tack with the.
So it was probably you speaking to Dr. Carver. Maybe you as well, because you were kind of like, I understand how to do, because you got the 22. You understand what you're asking him to do the best. So the two of you roll human perception again.
11.
20.
He is full on fucking sweating. Like, full on, like, he is scared shitless about something and you don't know what. He is like, just, like, I can do it, it's fine, it's fine.
Come on, man. What do you know?
Whoa! I know nothing. I just need to do the thing right for you. Yes.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick him up.
Hey.
Just
Oh,
under the
you
armpits. Just pick him up like a toddler. Just hold him there.
There's that the psychosis comes in waves, right?
Yeah.
You feeling a bit
Yeah.
twitchy.
So
Just
I'm
gen-
gonna
gen-
need.
so gentle.
I think I'm gonna need initiative at this point.
Yeah.
Just to see what we get.
Is it just
Remind me
plus
what
ref?
initiative
Yeah.
is.
Where was it? Initiative.
Yeah.
I think it was just plus ref.
Yeah, it's plus ref.
16.
16. Jesus.
Oh, 11.
Ah, but I don't think I'm even there.
You can be in the building.
Yeah, I'm in the building.
I need the apartment. Activate. And then I need. We're gonna drag you guys. There you are.
Repartok.
Oh.
Oops, that's Gina's house. That's Gina's house. And where's my boy? There's my other boy.
So tiny.
Whoop.
Mm.
Zoom in.
It's like a London apartment.
It is a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
Blame the landlord.
Yeah, is that actually? That's good.
I am trying to zoom, but
There more walls in here.
There we go. That's a better place for you to be.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's the whole apartment rather than that.
Yeah, it's got like it's tight, but not horrible.
Yeah, you can stand up and lie down on it.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble zooming in.
Battle.
Is there like a
Oh, hang on. Is it because I've got...
So let's see how
So I
he.
should really enjoy the phrase, the psychosis comes in waves.
Oh Jesus.
Yes!
Maybe I've got
okay,
the click. Maybe I need to select the click to unselect thing.
It might be.
Where would that be?
What is what is the
Left click to
Oh,
release
that's the wrong
objects
one.
is selected, so... Okay,
Oh,
Yeah. That's the badger.
but I'm way down here somewhere.
Yeah. We'll put you outside the room maybe.
Probably in my office.
Sure. You will hear gunfire fast, I'd imagine.
What?
Doot. Okay. Solo.
16.
16. The Fixer.
11.
11. Ooh. 13 and Tech.
10.
10. Cool. Solo's up first. You've got him, like, what you see, in order to, like, what triggers the initiative, is his arms chunk open, like,
And his
from the
gun's in
bottoms,
there.
and just a shotgun drops out from there, and he grabs it into his hand.
I'll just give him a little kiss on the forehead and say, look, mate, nothing personal, you just seem a bit twitchy. What's going on? Let's have a little talk.
Give me an intimidation.
Intimidation.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely intimidation.
Interrogation was that, sorry.
Yeah, interrogation, that'll work.
So it's 10, 6, 3,
17.
and it's cool, yeah?
Interrogation is cool, yeah.
27.
The shotgun gets to his hand as it drops down and just hits the floor. He just forgets to hold on to it, and he just looks at you and goes, I'm not really. My name is not Dr. Carver. I apologize. Please.
Couldn't give a shit, mate. Continue.
But World Sat, they contacted me after your little incident outside. They said they He said they knew things about me. They said they knew my real name and that they would tell the people. And I know Arasaka isn't here anymore, but when you accidentally kill a couple of their high-ranking corpos, they get a bit twitchy about various things. And I just made a mistake. I didn't accidentally kill them. I really accidentally killed them.
So what did WhatsApp want you to do?
Well, they wanted me to shoot you.
Right.
That didn't pan out very well. I was going to wait until you turned around and done your thing, and then I would have put the shotgun. And I didn't think very clearly because you're very strong, and I remember putting all the cyber enhancements in, and I really should have put a back door in there at some point along the lines to turn you off, but I didn't because I don't think that far ahead. Please don't kill me.
Look, if you do the arty farty painty thing,
Yep, I can.
I obviously don't care.
I may have lied. I can't.
You can't do that.
I can't do that. No. I can tell you one other thing. I think that there's at least one other person in the building who's planning to betray you, though.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well, I know for a fact that Gina,
Yeah.
the one with the animals, yes, loud, annoying things. She used to do the eco-terrorism thing. Yet, I have a feeling that all that are going to, and you've seen that shotgun in her room. She does know how to use it, and unlike me, and I suspect she's going to attempt to shoot your friend, the one who owns the apartment, in his office in about
I've just
2
got a
minutes.
shotgun. Listening in on this, I've just got a shotgun pointed at the door.
So at this point, because I think we're kind of at a loose initiative at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, Gina kicks the door open, and the shotgun is leveled at where your head should be if you were sitting in the chair, which you probably are. And the 2 shots probably go off nearly simultaneously.
If I'd known that she was coming with a shotgun,
Yeah, she has she has a shotgun.
what I probably would have done was I probably would have put something in the chair that looks vaguely human shaped.
Sure.
I like that.
And then I'm just sat in the visitor chair, which is off to the side, which she'll kick the door open, fire it, and then I'm just there with the shotgun to go.
Okay, make me so that's Gina's turn. So yeah, that's your turn because you intimidated
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Then we
that's
go
fine.
down to Gina, which is perfect. Then Dr. Carver.
Oh, they do tell a story sometimes.
They really do. Gina bursts open the door, and then she screams something like, "Nobody's gonna take my animals!" And the thing just bursts with feathers and everything else over the air, and then you just hear, "Oh shit!"
And then she loses her legs.
Oh no!
Okay. It's the fixer's turn next. So it'd be your turn. So you're in the room. Do you want to just kind of... What do you want to do?
How far is he on the same floor?
He's on the floor below you, technically.
Okay, so I just don't like running to.
Depends on how good a shot you are. You know roughly where his office is. You probably heard the bang. The shotgun's loud inside the building. So you heard the bang. You know where he is. You could try and make a shot through the floor if you really want to. This is the way of the world where weird shit like this happens, kind of stuff. But it's up to you if you want to try and make the shot.
Where the fuck? No.
So you just go aim there and make your roll, make your marksman roll. Technically, you're in short range.
Given the time this evening, I'm going to dump half of my luck into this.
Sure.
What's your luck?
10.
Fuck yes!
Fuck yes!
Okay. So 5 extra luck, so +5 to this roll.
And I'm making a marksmanship roll.
Yep.
19.
19. That is enough. You just hear boom, and it goes, and you watch Gina take a bullet to the top of her head. She's not wearing armor at all. So you just watch Gina go and crumple in the doorway.
God, I hope I was recording that.
And then it just goes dead silent as the Dr. Carver goes,
I think we got Gina sorted, man.
That's the coolest thing
Went
that's
for
ever
Gina?
happened. Just point your gun that way, fire!
I don't. Yep. I imagine at this point, WorldSat will fuck off. They only really had dirt on myself and one other one. I didn't know it was Gina. Jesus. Well, I wasn't 100% sure it was Gina. It could have been any of the other ones. Everyone's got dirt all around, and between me and you, that Royal Solo. Well, he's in deep with that fixer. So imagine if you could get to the fixer, Rex, then you could probably. But now I'm in deep to you. So
It's the circle of life, and it moves us on.
And with WorldSat not dispatched, but for now at least, appeased, or perhaps more likely,
Looking for easier prey.
yes, they've decided there's 2 solos in there.
The dorsal plates on this one are too spiky for us to pick them up and put them in our mouth.
Let's go away from it. You hear chatter very quickly. You actually get a message from WorldSat. We would prefer no further confrontation with you and your ilk at this particular time. We will be pulling back our operations for the foreseeable future. We wish to have a amenable relationship with all our customers here at WorldSat.
Can I just ping back a response with,
Sure.
in the spirit of friendship and cooperation, we were looking into alternative sites for you and have some suggestions.
We would appreciate such things.
And then I send them across the document that I made.
Just a selfie of you, like.
No. I did roll 19
Yeah, no, I got
on
you.
this.
Yeah.
So with the roll of 19, I give them across some things that might be more profitable for them.
They look at an orphanage. Interesting. Hadn't considered that.
Orphans can't fight back. Most of the time. There was this one time.
There was interesting.
That's what we get them what they are.
Interesting. WorldSat appreciates your candor in this matter and the expedited. You're actually done better than our surveyor. Anyways, thank you for your patronage, and thank you for being a WorldSat customer. It goes up.
Oh, I know you are.
Just in terms of like epilogue type thing, bit of corporate espionage through the surveyor,
Yeah, sure.
and they've also dialed it down slightly so he now has asthma.
Buddy.
You gave him asthma.
I'm sorry, Joseph.
That's so mean. He wouldn't even know for a while what was wrong as well.
But he will be able to get it fixed eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
I mean, just maybe just occasionally.
Occasional asthma. That's not better.
It just installs a fucking virus file, like a virus scan. Does a virus scan and his asthma goes away.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh no.
And there you go. And that was Cyberpunk Red.
I really like the system actually. That it's very apt for the theme.
People die fucking quick.
Yeah.
You guys rolled
Yeah.
high on initiative in the right spots. If you're low on initiative and you get hit by like a 3-round burst or a shotgun at point
Yeah.
blank,
I mean, when I'm rolling, what is it, plus 10 on initiative rolls, like that's huge, especially if you hit hard.
yeah.
If you hadn't said, "Oh, she'll be there in a few minutes," I would have been fucked if it was happening at the same time.
Yeah. Like it was his interrogation roll that did really well because you got an explosion.
I got an exploding on the interrogate, yeah.
Like if you'd have rolled lower, he might not have revealed that information. He might have just revealed like, yeah, I'm the mole,
I'm the mole.
I'm the mole, blah 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 blah, and then there would have been a boom right through the thing, and you would have taken a shotgun shell to the face.
Yeah,
which
As it
is-
stands, though, I now
traditionally bad
have
for
3
WhatsApp.
very rare, expensive animals that I sell.
That is true. That is true. That is the one thing about this adventure in particular is that it says like, well, what do you do after the adventure? It's like they have a fucking apartment. That's a big old chunk of value of thing they could do some horrible shit with. So
Yeah, I have been looking up the horrible shit you can do if you own property.
I genuinely thought that sentence was going to end with the word tortoise. I don't know why.
I should have stopped the recording.
Yes,
Sweet.
Yeah.
that was good
That was super
fun.
fun. It was really good.
Stop then, right?
Yes.